What if the fate of the next Lakers dynasty isn't just about assembling the right stars, but about navigating the silent wars of timing, money, and ruthless front office chess moves that unfold beneath the bright lights? What if the difference between a championship parade and another crushing heartbreak is decided not in the arena, but behind closed doors where whispers become thunder? Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where raw truth meets purple and gold passion. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a second of this drama. Now, Lakers Nation, buckle up, because what we're witnessing isn't just a flurry of signings and trades. It feels like the dawn of something seismic, something that could reshape this franchise's destiny in ways we've barely begun to. GRASP. It all started with Rob Pelinka pulling off what many are calling an absolute robbery: the signing of Marcus Smart. This isn't just another pickup. Smart is a chess piece with a rare blend of grit, defense, and leadership that the Lakers desperately needed. But here's the kicker: that move unlocked a series of dominoes, and reports are flooding in, revealing that more moves are coming, and not the kind you expect from a team scrambling in chaos, but the calculated steps of a front office moving silently yet decisively. To get Marcus Smart under contract, the Lakers will have to waive Shake Milton. Yes, the deadline that looms tomorrow isn't just a formality. It's a ticking clock that might reshape this roster overnight. But trust me when I say this, waiving Milton is just the tip of the iceberg. Not only do they need their roster spot cleared, but they also have to free salary cap room under the strict first apron hard cap, which means there's more maneuvering to come beyond just one wave. Goodbye. And if you think that's all, think again. Industry insiders like Brett Siegel and Keith Smith have peeled back the curtain, confirming the details of the biannual exception used to sign Smart. And it's clear Pelinka is playing the long game here, grinding the edges of the cap, pushing the limits to assemble a contender. Anthony Irwin even tipped us off that there's a consolation trade in the works, one that could see more pieces moving before that deadline. Jordan Goodwin might also be on the chopping block. This creates scenarios where multiple players could depart before the ink dries tomorrow. It's a clutch moment, a crossroads that will define the Lakers' trajectory. And then, as if the intrigue wasn't thick enough, the Twitterverse exploded. Analysts and fans alike are now pushing for an Andrew Wiggins trade. Imagine that. Lakers switching gears from cautious roster trimming to swinging for one of the biggest wing defenders on the market. We know what Wiggins did alongside Steph Curry, transforming from a scorer to an elite on-ball defender and slasher, morphing into a perfect fit next to superstars. Now, picture Wiggins guarding the toughest opponents alongside LeBron, Luka, Marcus Smart, and Austin Reeves. The chatter is deafening, suggesting such a move would vault the Lakers into unambiguous title favorites overnight. Tweets like Dom's, advocating for Wiggins coming in and Reeves embracing a Genevieve role off the bench, have ignited a firestorm of debate. Could this be the missing puzzle piece that elevates the purple and gold from hopeful also-rans back to conference dominators? It's wild to even imagine, especially since we were told for so long that the Lakers might have to cling onto Wiggins like a lifeline or let him walk. Now, the narrative feels flipped, with Pelinka potentially turning this roster into a loaded two-way machine built around offense-first wings like Smart and Wiggins, braiding that with the emerging talents of Adrien Ayton, the relentless Austin Reeves, and Jacob LaRavia, who was added without surrendering precious draft assets. And you're looking at a more well-rounded, versatile, and hungry Lakers squad than many dared to envision just months ago. Remember, the offseason started with whispers that the Lakers might have to give up first-round picks and future prospects just to get a center like Ayton. Instead, they've been gifted these prime pieces without mortgaging their future. Feat few would have believed possible. The luxury of maneuvering has never felt closer. But none of this comes without calculated sacrifice. Austin Reeves, fresh off a breakout season where he boosted his scoring average by 5 points, faces the prospect of a bench role if Wiggins arrives and changes the lineup balance. Would Reeves happily embrace that? I reckon any true Laker wants to win. But shifting from rising star to a sixth-man spotlight is a weighty choice wrapped in unspeakable pressure and team loyalty. Yet, that kind of selfless adaptation is what championship teams demand, and maybe that's the invisible price for climbing back to genuine title contention. Statistically, Wiggins brings nearly 19 points, and for rebounds per game, elite defense. The ability to create shots out of thin air, a luxury that complements the Lakers' stars in ways That free agency failures like Melton and others never could. The Lakers tried to chase those guys but came up empty-handed, which makes Pelinka's silent maneuvers with Smart, Ayton, LaRavia, and now potentially Wiggins feel like a masterstroke of opportunism and timing when you approach a roster with the inevitability of a full-circle moment where every player fits a specialized role in the grand scheme of defense and offense coalescing. That's not luck, that's vision. The hurdles remain roster spots, cap clearance, sacrifices like Milton and potentially Goodwin, and most importantly, time. Tomorrow's deadline looms like a knife's edge, threatening to cut through old illusions and hardening the team's makeup into something either stronger or brittle. And beyond that financial calculus, there's the looming drama of Luka Doncic's extension and all the layers of chemistry we can't see yet but feel in the unease rippling through the fan base. It's a delicate balance, win now or bill for later, but the moves so far suggest that Pelinka is all in on winning now. Chasing a short window where LeBron still commands greatness, Ayton's prime is unfolding, and Smart's grit and defense can elevate a team desperate for stops. As a lifelong Lakers fan, the kind who has celebrated joyous parades and felt the sting of empty seasons, I can't help but feel the weight of this moment like a storm gathering on the horizon. There's hope here, absolutely, but with every whisper of a trade, every cap space adjustment, I hear echoes of past summers when big plans folded prematurely or fell short in the cruelest ways. So what happens next when Shake Milton is nearly certainly waived, when Goodwin's fate hangs in the balance, and when whisper-thin rumors become official announcements? Will this be the turning point where the Lakers reclaim their rightful place atop the NBA? Or could these maneuvers be the first cracks in what we so desperately want to be, a new empire? Drop your take in the comments. I'll be reading everyone, because this saga is far from over, and Lakers Nation deserves to be part of every suspense-filled beat as we march toward that uncertain, electric future. Lakers Nation, listen up. This isn't a time for casual optimism or lukewarm hope. This moment demands fire, raw nerve, and a reckoning with every ounce of passion we have for the purple and gold. Because we're standing on the edge of something so fragile yet so magnificent that it could either elevate the Lakers back to a throne that's been contested for nearly a decade or shatter the dreams we've clung to since the bubble championship parade. Picture it, LeBron James, the king who has defied the laws of time and sport, standing at the twilight of his storied career, not as a fading star, but as the linchpin of a new Lakers resurgence. His legacy, yes, will be judged not only by titles, but by the capacity to lead this team through the bruising, merciless battles awaiting in the West, a gauntlet littered with the bodies of hopefuls and underdogs alike. And here's the wrench in the gears. AD, Anthony Davis, carrying the monstrous weight of expectations and injuries, is no longer just the complementary piece. He must become the anchor, the thunderous presence that stifles opponents and steadies the Lakers when the night threatens to swallow them whole. But what if the pressure fractures AD's fragile health or spirit under this new win-now mandate? What if the front office's chess moves don't win basketball games, but instead erode trust in the locker room, the quiet murmurs within? The team's inner circle matter as much as every replay or stat line, because chemistry isn't conjured by contracts or headlines. It is forged in the trenches of hard surgeries, late-night film sessions, and the painful adjustments of pride and ego. And yes, Austin Reeves, that rising heartbeat of this team, faces that brutal truth most painfully, called on to sacrifice his role, to wear the sixth-man badge with pride no matter how it stings, to trust that this team's glory outweighs his personal spotlight. This is the crucible of heroism that winners endure. But what if that talent boils over, refusing to be a mere bench cog? What if Reeves' frustration simmers beneath the surface and frosts over the intangible vibe of this new Lakers group? Front office tension, oh, it's real. Jeannie Buss remains the guardian of this franchise's soul, the steady force holding the Lakers' legacy in sacred trust. But now imagine a billionaire investor or an owner type swooping in, shaking the hierarchies, demanding quick results, pulling levers that might prioritize profit over pride or spectacle over substance. History tells us that power struggles behind the scenes can destroy dynasties or create them, depending on who wields the pen and who backs the bank. This echoes the darkest moments after the Kobe and Shaq era, when front office turmoil deepened, the drought, or the chaotic years before the arrival of AD and LeBron. What if it all spirals again? Or what if it steers us into a golden age where calculated risks pay off? And Lakers business breakthroughs translate to basketball brilliance? Take a look at the seismic shifts in the West. The Warriors' grip, once seemingly unbreakable, now shaken and vulnerable, but still lethal. The Nuggets, stacked with their own all-star weapons, sniffing at the title door. Phoenix and the Clippers lurking with championship hunger snarled beneath wounded pride. An off-season upheaval, now tossing the Lakers with a revamped arsenal built on defense first wing saviors like Smart and maybe Wiggins players who can guard the stars and claw back possession every time the Warriors or Nuggets try to push through. The ripple effect is palpable, like a shockwave racing beneath the floorboards of Crypto.com Arena, sending fans to their feet, hearts pounding with the reckless hope of a comeback. But then, and here's where the plot thickens, what if the Lakers' relentless cap gymnastics and last-minute roster prunes strain the locker room chemistry so severely that no amount of star power can plug the leaks? What if this tightrope walk of salary space, the desperation to clear spots before the deadline, and the constant wrestling with cap sheets break not only player morale, but LeBron's patience too? Imagine the weight on LeBron's shoulders. Not just do the gods demand rings, but every trade and waiver decision is a gamble with his legacy. Will he finally get the team he can dominate with, or will he be forced to carry a patchwork squad through what might feel like one last cruel summer of near misses and missed opportunities? And let's not forget the young blood Bronny James. In this high-stakes narrative, the stakes aren't just about immediate glory. They ripple into the next generation. What kind of organization will receive Bronny if he steps into the league in a few years? Will it be a stabilized powerhouse built on smart decisions, or a frenetic carousel of broken promises and shattered dreams? The future of the franchise, the legacy of the James family intertwined with the purple and gold, hangs in a delicate balance. Lakers fans, feel that pulse deep in your chest because it echoes with the ghost of Showtime. The echoes of the 2000s three-peat, where perfection seemed like a birthright. The bitter agony of seasons lost in the wilderness after Kobe's farewell. And the soaring joy of that 2020 bubble win when the world was on fire. But we claimed our victory anyway. It's all in the marrow of these moves. But what if the dreams we spin here dissolve as quickly as they're woven? What if the very quiet war of timing, cash, and ruthless front office chess becomes an unraveling nightmare, leaving us with yet another summer of holding our breath and staring at a blank scoreboard? This franchise has been through heartbreak before, fans. We know the cruel flip of fate when your best-laid plans disintegrate under the weight of insult, injury, and bad luck. We've watched legends fade and teams crumble spectacularly, not because of lack of talent, but because the invisible forces behind the scenes corroded what should have been unbreakable. And yet, here we are, again, standing at that precipice, hopeful but wary, dreaming but prepared to grieve. This saga is far from over. And the buzz isn't just about players and money, it's about the soul of the Lakers, our Lakers, the team that embodies the city's dreams and heartbreaks. As a Laker till the day I die, here's what I see coming. A season carved out by desperation and brilliance, moments of magic punctuated by raw, unforgiving pressure. I see LeBron chasing history with everything left in the tank. I see AD wrestling with his own demons under searing spotlights. And I see Pelinka locked in a high-stakes game of brinksmanship, where every move could either build a dynasty or shatter a fragile hope. Now I want to hear it from you. Drop your raw take below. Every true believer in purple and gold, because this isn't just a team story, it's ours.